Okay everybody, welcome back to the final case break video of this Space Galactic Edition Trading Cards Collector Box case. These are the collector boxes. There's 48 of these in a case. This is video 16 and these are boxes 46, 47, and 48. And this should be a good one. It took me 45 boxes before I found one example that didn't follow my theory. But overall, I think it's overwhelming odds that if a box weighs 52 grams, there's a hit in it. And 55 grams is the normal, so I wouldn't expect to get a hit in that one. And then above that, typically you don't see a hit. However, I believe in two instances, I've been proven wrong, and you can watch some of my previous videos to see me be wrong. Pretty interesting though. Oh, interesting. That card right there is the hit that I pulled in the previous video. I had no idea. I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually saying look for randomly inserted currency 5 preview cards, and that is the poster child. I haven't looked this one up on eBay, but this will be for sale on eBay, so whatever that comps out at, we will see. Interesting. And if this is your first video, or if you're continuing on, I do weigh these boxes now, just for shiggles. But overall, since I've been doing it, I did pick up on that theory. And if it's a light box, I think that just suggests that there's none of these insert cards. And I think I've been talking long enough, so let's get into it. This box, I should say, this is number 46. This weighs 57 grams. This is maybe 50-50. It's not 50-50. It's probably like 80-20 that there's not a hit in here. This is 55 grams, so I wouldn't expect a hit. And this is the final box, number 48. This weighs 52, so I do expect to go out with a bang. So let's get started. So again, odds are that there's not a hit. However, if you look at the previous videos, I think there's only one, maybe two tops instances where that didn't turn out to be the case. So it's not foolproof, I guess. At least weighing the boxes is not foolproof, but the number of insert cards, with 0 being what you're looking for, that is the indicator. That lets you know if you've got a hit. And you guys actually get a better view of the inside before I do. But I do see insert cards. 3 pretty thick ones. These feel kind of normal. But always looking to be proven wrong when it means that there's a hit inside. So let's get into it. That one just does not want to come out. And typically, if you cut them right, if it's hard to get out, it means there's a hit, but I don't think I cut that one right. So I'm not expecting to see anything there. I made it through 46 boxes before I didn't open a pack right, but it's neither here nor there. Max Planck, Halley's Comet. This is a Quantum Mechanics Crystal Sparkle, a Beetlejuice Iced Foil, Callisto base, Robert Goddard, James Webb telescope, cork, hollow foil, hydrogen, and earth. I didn't need to even look at that. Just kind of in the habit of turning them over, so if you haven't seen them before, you at least get a glance. So this is box 47. This one weighed 55. 55 just hasn't been surprising, so I do not think that there is a hit in this one. Should be a regular Joe box with 3 inserts, or 2 thick ones, but we'll see here. And 2 pretty thick ones. So likely nothing to see here. Interesting to see if the mega box has the same kind of telltale signs with the inserts and the weights. So stay tuned for that series. That'll be a whole nother playlist for you to check out. And as I suspected, I don't see any curvature. And what I mean by that curvature, and you'll see it in the next box, for whatever reason, and likely humidity, because it's really dry where I am, they were likely printed in a humid environment, and then when they get out to where I am and it's dry, I think they curl, and you can tell. Not only are they thicker, massive cards, but they're curled. So we'll see that in the next box. So here we have Comet, the Moon, Saturn. It's a beautiful crystal sparkle. Uranus, iced foil. Jupiter. The Sun. Helium. Halley's Comet, hollow foil, exoplanet, and string theory. So not much to see there, but we kind of knew that. But this is the one here. This is box 48, the final collector box of this entire playlist of this video. Stay tuned, because I do have a sneak preview of some other openings I've got coming up. But let's get into it. Box 48 weighed 52 grams. Again, not 100%, but it's above probably 95 that there is a hit in here. Interesting note, the box that I got the redemption card in weighed 51 grams. And that was the lightest box I ever had. So interesting to note. And here we go. Again, no insert cards. So we know there is a hit. Try and get a better slice. Still waiting on the day I slice through the cards. Hopefully I never do that, but I mean, you can even see right there that there is curvature. And if they're curved, they're harder to get out of the pack just because they're kind of puffed out. So let's see what we've got. There's some orangish red tint to it. So it could be a garnet or a ruby. If it's a ruby, that's a massive hit. I think ruby is one of 15. I've been wrong so many times throughout this series, you'll have to forgive me. But yeah, you can kind of see some red. Awesome. Could also be a garnet though. Beetlejuice. Robert Goddard. Stephen Hawking. Crystal Sparkle. Algorithm. Iced Foil. Archimedes. Helium. Here we go. Whoa. Comet. I think it is a ruby, but it's obviously out of 25. And that is Trigonometry. I'm sure someone out there loves that subject, but it's not me. But that is an awesome card. That's actually, other than the redemption card, that might be the best card I've pulled. So how fitting to pull the best card of the box other than the redemption. And I should note that the redemption, in order to trigger those odds, there's one of those redemptions on average per case. So it's not guaranteed, but you do need to buy the case and get all 96 packs if you want to at least trigger that odd, because the reality is that with weighting these boxes, you could go through box by box, and when you hit that 51 gram, you know, you can sell the rest. So be careful about buying. If it's not sealed, it could be a sealed inner carton. You could still get, maybe not scammed, but you will not get what you think you're getting. You do need that sealed case. The other added benefit is if you do get the case, you do usually, at least in my cases, you do get an exclusive cold foil card. And those sold anywhere from $300 to $500 on eBay. And that is about a third of the cost of your box back. So that is also interesting. After I sell all these cards, I don't think I'll make my money back. Depends on what that redemption is. But I don't think you buy a case of these to make a profit. That might be the gambler in you that tells you that, but I think you should only be buying these cases if you want to have some fun. And that is a beautiful card, and I haven't even finished the pack yet. But here we have a Milky Way hollow foil and an algorithm base. And how interesting, here is that preview card again. I'm assuming that's a good card because it's on the front of the box right there. So we hit the cover child. But as I promised, I was going to show you what's coming up after this. I have 5 of these. These are the Somerset 2025. There's 5 cards in here, and you'd have to actually get 96 of these before you could trigger the odds, but there could be a redemption in here for up to 1 Bitcoin. But it looks like you would have to buy. These came direct from Cardsmiths, so hopefully you can count on them being randomized, but we'll get some weights on these as well. I know I've been showing you guys these, but I will get to these. These are Bitcoin Conference exclusives, 2025s. There's only 1 card per pack in here, but again, you do have a chance of a redemption of up to 0.1 Bitcoin. So I think Bitcoin was just under 120,000 last I checked, so that would be a nice payday. And of course, here's where it could happen. I have not heard of anyone pulling the Bitcoin out of this, but Cardsmith did respond to one of my comments, and they said that yes, you could pull a Bitcoin from the Space Galactic Edition trading cards. And before I go, I want to show you, this is the entire stack of insert cards from a case. So you can see that there's varying thicknesses. They're all roughly the same size, but there is some differences. And I also told you that I would weigh them. Get that on there. And here we go. And there's grams. I like to do it twice, just so I can get the same measurement. 173. The first one was 174. So I've had 3 different measurements: 172, 173, and 174. So 175. What is up with my scale? So 174, 6.1 ounces. So that's a lot of weight. That is a lot of weight. So all of those would be inside of the case. So if anyone else is doing this, let me know. If you've weighed yours, I would love to compare stats over cases. See if my experience was like anyone else's. But that's it, folks. That is a full case break of 48 boxes, spanning 16 videos. And stay tuned. I got some great openings coming. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys later. Bye.